On March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 prepared for a routine overnight journey from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. A Boeing 777, one of the safest and most reliable aircraft ever built, carried 239 people on board. Families waited for a normal landing. The world expected nothing unusual. But somewhere over the South China Sea, MH370 disappeared without a trace. No mayday call, no debris field, no final communication that made sense. A modern jetliner, gone. What happened that night remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries in history, a story full of contradictions, unanswered questions, and evidence that only deepens the confusion. This is the unexplainable disappearance of Flight MH370. At 12:41 a.m., MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. The flight was scheduled for 6 hours. On board were 227 passengers and 12 crew members. People from 14 countries, mothers, fathers, children, students, business travelers. Ordinary lives crossing the sky. The captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, was a respected and experienced pilot with over 18,000 flight hours. The first officer, Fariq Abdul Hamid, was younger but well-trained. There were no warnings, no storm, no mechanical issues reported. Everything was normal until it wasn't. At 1:07 a.m., the aircraft sent its last ACARS report, a routine automated communication. At 1:19 a.m., Malaysian Air Traffic Control contacted the cockpit. A voice replied,
"Good night, Malaysian 370.
Those would be the final known words from MH370. Minutes later, the plane disappeared from civilian radar. Not exploded, not slowly losing altitude. Not drifting. It simply vanished in the dark. What happened next shocked investigators. Military radar, separate from civilian systems, showed that MH370 didn't crash after contact was lost. It turned around. A massive controlled turn. The plane headed west, back over Malaysia, then flew across the Strait of Malacca, then north of Sumatra. All with no radio contact, no transponder signal, no distress call. This wasn't a plane in trouble. This was a plane being flown. Who controlled it remains a mystery. After radar contact was finally lost, another system picked up MH370, Inmarsat satellite handshakes, like pings from a phone trying to reconnect. These pings created a corridor, a possible path where the plane could have flown for hours. For nearly 7 hours, MH370 remained in the air. At 8:19 a.m., the final handshake occurred. Then silence. No fuel, no engines, no more pings. Somewhere along that southern corridor, the plane is believed to have crashed into the Indian Ocean. But that ocean is one of the deepest, most remote places on Earth, and it hides secrets well. The search for MH370 became the largest, most expensive international search operation in aviation history. Dozens of ships, underwater drones, satellite analysis, countries working together, and yet, nothing. Months passed. Year after year, the search continued, but the ocean gave almost no answers. Then, something began washing ashore. In 2015, a flaperon, a piece of the wing, washed up on Réunion Island, thousands of miles from the search zone. More debris followed. Wing fragments, interior panels, engine parts. A Malaysia Airlines placard pieces confirmed to be from MH370. But the debris only deepened the mystery. Some fragments suggested the plane hit the water with force. Others showed signs of long drift. But none explained what happened to the passengers, or who directed the plane's final hours. And crucially, the plane's black boxes, the flight data and cockpit voice recorders, were never recovered. Without them, we are left with theories. Lots of theories. One of the most controversial theories points to Captain Zahari Shah. Investigators discovered that he had practiced a similar flight path on a home flight simulator months earlier. Some experts believe the turnback was deliberate, the crew was incapacitated. The flight continued on autopilot, the crash was intentional. Supporters argue that the flight path matches the simulators. Detractors say this is circumstantial at best. The family of the captain and many aviation experts strongly reject this theory. Others believe a catastrophic event caused decompression, a fire, a sudden loss of oxygen, a mechanical failure, electrical malfunction. The crew may have been incapacitated by hypoxia while the plane continued flying automatically. But this theory doesn't explain the deliberate turnback, the systems being manually disabled. 7 hours of flight with no communication, and modern jets rarely fail silently. Could hijackers have taken over the aircraft? Some early theories suggested terrorism, but no group ever claimed responsibility. No ransom, no demands, no extremist communication. Investigators found no evidence of a coordinated hijacking. The biggest flaw? Hijackers always want attention, not disappearance. Some investigators believe something happened inside the cockpit. A fight, a forced entry, a takeover by someone on board. A scenario where the pilot was overpowered, but again, no evidence points to a known threat among the passengers. No one had the skill or experience to fly a Boeing 777, unless the scenario involved one pilot against the other, but that too remains unproven. Some believe MH370 flew near sensitive airspace, a shadow aircraft, a military incident, a mistaken shootdown. Supporters point to delayed reactions from authorities, incomplete radar disclosures, conflicting reports from Malaysia. But there is no concrete proof, only suspicion. Still, in a case this complex, unanswered questions fuel theories. For the families of those on board, the disappearance is a wound that never closes. Many still hold vigils. Many still demand full transparency. Many believe the governments involved know more than they admit. They didn't just lose loved ones. They lost answers, closure, truth, and without a wreckage or black box, grief becomes a never-ending loop. Several independent investigators and private companies believe the wreckage lies just outside the original search area. Ocean Infinity, a private exploration firm, has repeatedly offered to resume the search, with no payment unless they find the wreckage. New technology, more accurate drift modeling, fresh satellite interpretations. Many believe the plane could finally be found. Malaysia has indicated they may approve a new search. Hope still flickers. MH370 is more than an aviation mystery. It's a reminder that the world, with all its satellites, radars, and technology, can still lose something enormous. A reminder that not everything can be explained, that even the safest machines can fail or be directed by human intention into the unknown, and that sometimes the sky keeps its secrets. "239 people left Kuala Lumpur that night. They expected a normal flight, a landing, a tomorrow. Their journey became something the world still cannot fully understand. MH370 remains a symbol of loss, unanswered questions, and the limits of human knowledge. Until the wreckage is found, until the black boxes speak, until we know exactly what happened in those final hours. MH370 will remain one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Thank you for watching. If you want more deep dives into the world's most haunting disappearances, mysteries, and true crime cases, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.